money. We use it every day. We trust it. We work for it. We spend it. But what if I told you that some of it isn't real? Not just a few fake bills here and there, but millions of dollars, crafted so perfectly that even experts could be fooled. This is the story of Frank Bourassa, a Canadian entrepreneur who became the world's most prolific counterfeiter. Frank Bourassa started out like many ordinary entrepreneurs. He ran a legitimate business, making a living, paying his bills, living a normal life. But there was something different about him. Bourassa had an eye for detail and a curiosity that went beyond normal business interests. Slowly, that curiosity turned into obsession. It began with the US $20 bill. Bourassa studied every detail: the watermark, the security strip, the microprinting, every tiny feature designed to stop counterfeiters. Most people wouldn't notice these things, but Bourassa did. Instead of leaving it at curiosity, he saw opportunity. He began sourcing authentic cotton linen paper, the same material used for real US currency. He acquired industrial machinery capable of printing bills at a professional level. Every detail mattered: the texture, the color, the weight, even the feel of the bills in your hand. Over the years, Bourassa produced nearly $250 million in counterfeit currency. Not just small amounts, but millions of dollars, perfect enough to fool banks, businesses, and even law enforcement at times. He didn't just keep the money for himself. He built a sophisticated distribution network, moving his fake bills through organized crime groups. His network stretched across borders, reaching buyers who needed cash for various purposes. Bourassa's operation was smart, calculated, and incredibly efficient. But success comes with risks. By 2012, the United States Secret Service and Canadian police were closing in. Bourassa had become a person of interest, and the investigation was intense. Authorities wanted not only to catch him, but to dismantle the entire network. Bourassa knew he was in danger. He had hidden much of his fortune, stockpiles worth an estimated $200 million. This would become his leverage. Facing a potential life sentence for his crimes, Bourassa negotiated a deal that shocked many. By revealing the locations of his hidden money, he secured a plea agreement that reduced his prison time to just 6 weeks. 6 weeks for hundreds of millions of counterfeit dollars. The deal sparked outrage. Critics argued it sent the wrong message about financial crime. But Bourassa had played his cards perfectly. He had turned the system to his advantage once more. After his release, Bourassa did something unexpected. He turned his skills, honed over years of crime, into a legitimate profession. Today, he works as a security consultant, helping banks and financial institutions detect counterfeit bills. The very expertise he once used to fool the system is now being used to protect it. It's a strange twist of fate. The man who once mastered deception is now teaching others how to spot it. Bourassa knows the methods, the tricks, and the mistakes. Every subtle line, every watermark, every microprint that he once replicated so perfectly is now a tool in his arsenal to prevent others from being fooled. Bourassa's story raises questions. Can a criminal truly reform? Can knowledge gained through wrongdoing be repurposed for good? In his case, the answer seems to be yes. But the shadow of his past always lingers, a reminder of how tempting the lure of easy money can be. Frank Bourassa's life is more than just crime. It is a story of intelligence, obsession, risk, and redemption. It reminds us that money is more than paper. It is trust. When that trust is broken, the consequences can ripple far beyond what we imagine. From a small-town entrepreneur to a master counterfeiter and finally to a consultant protecting the very system he once defrauded, Bourassa's journey is a testament to human ingenuity, for better or worse. His story is a warning, a lesson, and a fascination. It reminds us that the line between genius and criminality can be thin. Sometimes the most dangerous criminals are not the ones behind bars, but the ones who can outsmart the system entirely. Frank Bourassa turned a life of crime into an unexpected second act. He exploited weaknesses in the system to gain wealth and power, but he also proved that the skills developed in wrongdoing can be redirected towards something positive. His story teaches us about the power of intelligence, the consequences of obsession, and the fine balance between temptation and morality. He started as an ordinary entrepreneur, curious and detail-oriented, and he became a criminal mastermind, creating counterfeit money that rivaled the real thing. He moved millions of dollars with precision and discretion, and he avoided capture for years. When authorities finally caught up, he used his knowledge to secure an unprecedented deal. Instead of decades behind bars, he walked out after 6 weeks, leaving the world stunned. Today, Frank Barraza works with financial institutions to detect counterfeit bills, using the very techniques that once made him one of the most feared and respected counterfeiters in the world. He has turned a legacy of deception into a lesson in security and vigilance. Banks and governments now rely on the insights of a man who once broke their rules to prevent future crimes. Frank Barraza's story is a testament to human ingenuity, both its potential for mischief and its capacity for redemption. It is a reminder that intelligence alone is not enough. Ethics and morality are what guide how we use our skills. Barraza's life is a study in contradictions, a criminal who became a protector, a master of deception who teaches honesty, and a man whose past is as fascinating as it is instructive. In the end, Barraza's story is not just about counterfeit money. It is about trust, power, and the choices we make. It is about how far someone will go to test the limits of a system, and how the same person can later use that knowledge to protect it. Frank Barraza's life is a reminder that even the most brilliant criminals can change course, but their past will always leave an imprint, shaping how the world remembers them. Frank Barraza, the counterfeit king, remains one of the most remarkable figures in the history of financial crime. His life shows us that intelligence, curiosity, and ambition can be used for both good and bad. And sometimes the same person who once fooled the world can end up teaching it to be smarter, safer, and more vigilant.